Hi, unicorns. It's Christina, the Tarot Biz Mentor here. And today I want to talk about 5 ways that you can be a spiritual life coach, even if you don't want to do one on one. Yeah, it's possible. So, the very first way I'm going to talk about being a spiritual life coach is with one on one. So, you can meet with clients one on one. You can typically offer some sort of package deal or series of sessions with clients. Most popular is going to be offering a 3 month package or a 6 month package or even a year long package. I typically recommend that if you have not worked with someone for that long of a time before, that you start out with 3 month packages. 6 month packages and 1 year packages might sound all well and good, but you don't really know what you're getting yourself into until you're really into it. And that can be a long time to work with someone that maybe, wasn't the best fit, or just in general, like too much of a good thing is not always a good thing. So think about starting in 3 month packages or 6 month packages if you really know this is what you really want to do. Most people are going to want to meet with you every week or every 2 weeks or even once a month. I typically work with people on a once a month kind of basis, but I have worked with people every 2 weeks. I have found that, meeting with people once a week doesn't really give them enough time to really complete the homework and really start, putting into play some of the things that I'm kind of coaching them on. So I have found the sweet spot for me personally to be every 2 weeks to once a month for a frequency of calls, and then 3 to 6 month packages. And I tend to prefer 3 month packages. And then usually it's the last session that I'll be like, okay, now we'll do it a little bit of an assessment. Do you feel like you need to sign on for another 3 months? And we'll kind of feel that out. And then number two is you can actually mentor your clients in a skill or a trade. So maybe let's say you want to be a spiritual life coach, but you identify more with being a mentor. And if you're not sure what the difference is that spiritual life coaches are more like listening based. They tend to be more listeners. They tend to just, ask some questions here or there, but generally speaking, they allow their clients to kind of come to their own conclusions about things and to think of their own solutions. And the role of the coach is to really be that accountability partner and to kind of troubleshoot where things maybe didn't go well, and to also celebrate, victories with their clients. Mentors, on the other hand, are a little bit different. They are more of a hands-on type of role. They tend to teach and also instruct, but they also tend to use their own life experience. So coaches don't really talk about their life experience. The focus is more on the client, right? But when you are a mentor, you're still a coach. No matter if you're a mentor or a teacher, it's just a different way to coach people. Mentors tend to talk about, like, what went wrong when they did it, or what they did to overcome these struggles, or a similar situation that the client is in. And often the mentor will share that firsthand experience. So you get more of like a hands-on kind of a role for your clients. Number three, if you're not sure that you really want to like work with people on a one-on-one basis, and that's really actually very common. So if you feel that way, you're really actually in the majority, you're not in the minority here. So a lot of people are very intimidated, especially when they start considering becoming a spiritual life coach. They're really intimidated about working one-on-one with people because they're feeling like they are a fraud, or they have imposter syndrome, or it's just a lot of pressure. So if you are not really sure that you want to work with one-on-one with people, but you do want to work with people, you want to coach them, you can actually create a highly successful and profitable coaching business through creating passive income products. And that could be workshops that you host, that could be courses that you release, that could be a membership site or some type of online school or academy, right? And so you're doing more of a group coaching kind of thing where you're just offering maybe support as it relates to the courses and workshops and trainings that you release. Number 4, maybe you'd like to coach one-on-one some of the time, or maybe not. And then maybe some of the time you'd like to do some other things. So if you're not really sure if like you want to do coaching all the time, but you know you want to do it some of the time, you can actually do live group programs, but you can also do group coaching. So if you're not really sure if you want to work one-on-one with people, then there is another option. It's called group coaching. And you can actually be really successful at this. You can be a very successful spiritual life coach where you'll work with multiple people at a time. And what it looks like is maybe you'll get on a call with many people at one time and you'll kind of go round robin, or maybe you'll do more like a mastermind where you are the facilitator, but everybody kind of contributes to the conversation. Or maybe you'll do live group programs or something along those lines where you are doing live streams, or you're doing like text Q&As and things like that. So maybe there is the dynamic where you are speaking with a lot of people at the same time and everybody's on video or everybody's on the call. Or maybe there's the dynamic where you are basically presenting information and then you hold maybe like a Q&A. And that could be over text or that could be over phone as well. And then the 5th way that you could be a spiritual life coach is maybe you don't want to work with one-on-one people at all. And maybe that's okay for you. You know, maybe you don't have the desire. Now, if you're scared of it and you've never done it before, then honestly, you don't really know that that's not what you want to do because you don't have any experience with it. But let's say that you've done coaching for a couple months now and you just really haven't found that you really like one-on-one, or you haven't found that you really want to work with people like at all. You're more happy when you're just writing, or you're more happy when you're just kind of by yourself. And then or even if you have a really busy life, you don't really have a schedule that you can commit to, or you're working another job, or you have kids and you have other life commitments, then, you know, maybe another idea for you to be a spiritual life coach would be to set up a YouTube channel, start creating inspirational and motivational content. Or you could start up some type of membership site where you're releasing content like on Patreon or something along those lines. Or you could be someone that is a good candidate for writing books or series of books, right? Or just teaching classes and where people don't have to actually be there. Sort of like with the passive income products I was talking about. Just, you know, maybe you set up on Udemy, or you set up on some of those websites where you can offer courses really, really cheap, and you're focusing more on the microtransaction. And you're focusing more on like selling courses for like $10 and $20 versus selling courses for, you know, higher end prices where you're actually going to be giving people support. You can sell the courses and workshops and books and things like that at lower price points so that more people will buy, and then they're not expecting some level of support from you in return. But you're still helping people, you know? And so there you have it. There's 5 ways to be a spiritual life coach that doesn't necessarily involve one-on-one. Always doesn't involve one-on-one. And I want to know, are you shocked to learn that you can actually be a really successful spiritual life coach without ever having a one-on-one session with someone? Did you have a light bulb moment that, you know, did you think that, yes, I can actually start being a spiritual life coach while honoring my own desires, right? Because, you know, not every single person wants to work one-on-one with people. And there are so many different ways that you can be a spiritual life coach. You know, back in the day, I used to think that it had to look like one certain thing. I used to think that, you know, being a spiritual life coach meant that I got on the phone with someone, or I got someone into, you know, a multi-$1,000 coaching package, and I thought that was the only way. And that felt really inauthentic for me for a really long time. So I created this video to kind of inspire you, to let you know that there are many ways that you can be a spiritual life coach, and that it doesn't have to look like what the, you know, the popular kind of culture idea behind it really looks like. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.